Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre. And joining me again is Morganne Rayne Adept, visionary spiritual guide, ceremonialist and artist, and Alisha Ann Kingrey, empath on a mission to help other empaths achieve financial freedom and independence. So, girls, very nice to see you again. Hello, hello, hello.
And good to see you too.
Hello, hello, hello.
How was your 2 weeks? We haven't chatted for 2 weeks now. How was your 2 weeks?
Well, I'll start. Mine's been really busy because I've been putting together the Course in Miracles for my class, which is fabulous. I know both of you.
Fabulous.
It is fabulous.
Absolutely.
It is. And I'm getting so many just heartfelt comments and insights and people are shifting and changing and then that's what it's all about. That's why I do it, so that we can raise the consciousness of not only ourselves but of humanity, because when we do it for others. I firmly believe that in my heart and my mind, that we are here to shift consciousness for others too, by really shifting our consciousness from that separated, fear-based, lower dimension frequency, all of that. That's not the truth. So I'm loving that I said yes to it, and I'm loving the work involved in it. It's just filling my life, but it takes a lot of time. And but it's time joyously spent. And there's that. And then I finished, and I know both of you knew about my quilt project. I finished it on Saturday. It's been delivered.
Can you show us?
Well, it's been delivered, but I took pictures.
It's delivered already.
Yeah, I took pictures, and I'll send you copies of the pictures. It turned out really good.
Brilliant.
So that's
well,
been my
2 weeks has been amazing. I got to sit in 2 of Morganne's classes, A Course in Miracles, and it's just so great. To be in a group with people that are at several different places in ascension, and you get to help some people and you get to learn from some people. And so I appreciate that class for that. Not only is Morganne the absolute best teacher of the Course in Miracles, and she brings everything to life really, really well, but the people on the show, they're not just people showing up. Everybody is really interactive. We get into these great conversations. We get a lot of great questions. Sometimes their question might not even been something that I had a question about, but then it's the way that Morganne explains it in a different perspective. Like, even for me, it's going, okay, I had another light go off there. It's really, really great. I have started. So this is the this I told you I make baby blankets, and I chant the same thing. I do my chanting and my blessings on the blankets when I make them. So right now it looks like nothing. It looks like a zigzag. However, these are the bottom of hearts. There's gonna be little hearts going, little heart rows going all the way across.
I love
I'll be
the
a lot
color.
further next week, and I will show you guys how cool. So that is going. My ascension, I've just went up another level. About every week I'm going up now. And you guys know the pain and the stuff that I've been going through, the heat and the pain and the craziness so right now I can't walk. I went outside in nature for a little bit today, and now I'm miserable. Literally, I have so much pain and I can't walk, but I know it's only going to last for about a week and then it'll be gone just like all of my other symptoms. But the cool thing this week is I don't need anything. Nothing. I know I was kind of there before. I don't need my crystals. I don't need my, I started wearing these and now let me tell you something about my crystals. My crystals helped me to ascend. They really did. I adore my crystals. I love them. When I look at them, I feel so much love in my heart. I don't need them anymore. However, I want them. So I keep them. But here's what I want to say about the crystals too, for anybody who's listening and um, you're thinking about crystals. I believe that my crystals are the same thing as an aspirin. I really do. I think that it was a placebo for me to get me. It's not necessarily that the crystals helped me to ascend. Maybe that was part of it, but the part of it was in my brain. I knew that if I got these crystals, they would help me ascend. Therefore, I ascended. I've been on this path. Don't eat this, don't eat that. I've been so strict about stuff for so long. I didn't want to stump my ascension. I didn't want anything to get in the way. Now I'm totally flip-flopped, totally opposite. I am here for an experience. I'm going to experience as much as I can, and nothing, because I am no longer in the 3D realm. Nothing. I'm a light being in a shell, and nothing can affect my shell. If I eat sugar, if I eat chocolate, if I eat spaghetti, if I eat whatever, it can't affect me because these are 3D items I'm putting into a light body for the pleasure, for the experience. It doesn't affect me.
Beautiful.
It can't affect me. It can't do anything bad for me. It can't. Yeah, it's nothing but an experience. And then as soon as I'm done with the experience, I drop it. I drop it. It's not going to affect my body. I'm enjoying every single part of life, every single experience, and then I'm done with it. I didn't think yesterday after, my husband brought home some lemon thing that we drank, like a lemon Sprite thing or something. I drank it and then I was done. I didn't sit and think about, oh, maybe this is going to cause cancer. Maybe this is going to cause diabetes. Maybe I'm going to get fat if I drink this. I have no attachment to anything. I enjoy it. The experience is gone, done.
Yep. Hey, I want to tag on to that. Years ago, probably 30 years ago, I watched a demonstration from a man that was teaching applied kinesiology. And that's muscle testing for, hopefully most people know what that is, right? It tests.
I do, yeah.
You're stronger, you're or negative with strong or weak with any item. And so he's on stage and he calls up, somebody from the audience. And I knew it wasn't a shill because I knew who the person was. So the guy goes up and he goes, the demonstrator's going, well, I'm going to put this in behind your back. You hold it in one hand. So one hand behind the back, and he put the item in the guy's hand, and he had the guy hold his arm out to test for positive, for weakness or strength. Boy, that hand went down like that. He goes, let's try this again. He goes, now, whatever is in your hand, I want you to bless it. Bring the consciousness of blessing within your mind and your heart and bless whatever is in your hand. And then he muscle tested him. It was so strong. It was so strong. So after they were done, he goes, bring your hand out and show us what it was. And it was a package of sugar.
Oh, wow.
So blessing your food, that's one of the, it's a practice people don't do hardly ever anymore. I every day bless my food. And I'll tell you, one time I was on
We
a
do
flight
too.
traveling with a friend, and I was into the I'm not eating sugar, and
Right.
I tried to pick the least of the evils from the stewardess who was coming by with the drinks, right? And I said, well, I'll do the cranberry, right? And I'm like I'm reading this, and my friend leaned over and she goes, just bless the damn thing, Morganne.
Bless it and drink it.
And then I went, of course, and so we bring up that consciousness of blessing, and those crystals, they hold information, right? And they've been your faithful companions on your journey of ascension. Every time
Yeah.
you're encoding within those crystals information, and they hold that information and keep you on your path in a good way. Do you need them? Well, sometimes we do need them, like we need affirmations or vision boards or whatever. But there comes a point in time when we realize we don't need those either. All we need is to remember who we are and the power and the presence within us, and that there is no thing other than God, including sugar. So
Right.
I'm just saying that in the larger context of things. Again, Course in Miracles teaches respect the illusion. So if sugar is causing your body temple grief and harm,
Right.
then that means you're still in that vibration. Respect the illusion. Maybe give up sugar for a while,
Right.
until you can come to that consciousness of it's only God, and then of blessing it. Just thank the presence for its energy, because there is no thing other than God. And when we remember that, then there's nothing that can harm us. So
Right. And every single thing is energy. So it's whatever energy we're putting towards the thought of eating sugar is going to harm us, not the eating the sugar. I went to an amazing.
It's the belief that it will harm us. It's
right.
Remember what I say about that word believe or belief? What's in the center of it?
Right. Lie.
A lie
Yeah.
is in that middle of that. Daiga, you were going to say something.
Yes, what I wanted to ask, what sort of words you would use when you're blessing the food?
Oh, that's a great question. So if you're thinking about if you're going to bless someone, you're going to move into a consciousness of love, first of all, right? Blessings come from love. And so you just move into that consciousness of love, and you can direct it as that energy from you to the object, or you can speak into it. I'm going to tell you a precious little story about my 4-year-old granddaughter. Okay, so I made that quilt. She wanted to make a pillow. She's 4. Okay, so all right, well that's great. So she picked which fabric she wanted. So and she wanted to make a pillow for the baby, not for herself, but for this baby where the quilt was going. Her name's Baby Isla. I love that name.
Oh,
so
that's cute.
Isn't that cute? So I cut out the fabric and I sewed, 3 sides of it. And so I turned it inside out and I said, now you get to stuff it with all the stuffing. And she says, what will Baby Isla do with this pillow? I said, well, she's going to sleep with it. I said, when she sleeps with it, what would you like for her to have? She goes, sweet dreams. I go, so she took the fluff and she goes, sweet dreams, and she'd stuff it in. And she goes, pick up another half. I love you, and she'd stuff it in. And
oh, that's precious.
I was like welling up with. She was blessing the pillow because she already lost this baby that's not even here yet, but that baby's here. It's in our hearts and in our consciousness. And
Right.
so part of the blanket story is that when I was in the design of it, I heard my mother's voice, and my mother's been gone for like, I think about 10 years, almost 10 years now. I'd even forgotten what her voice sounded like. And but her voice went off in my head, and she knows the mother of Isla, and they loved each other. And I heard in my head, I want to help with the quilt. And I'm like, what? What? You know? And I heard again, I want to help with the quilt. And I, first of all, cried for a long time at hearing my mother's voice again. And then I realized, of course, she would want to help with that quilt. She loved Mia, who's the mom, very much, and Mia loves her very much. So in my stash of quilt stuff is a box of my mother's quilt stuff. And in the box are cut out hearts. And I took one of those hearts, it was a red heart, and I put it in the center of that pillow as more of a blessing from my mom. So that quilt had 4 generations of my women involved in that quilt. And so it was, the whole thing was just a blessing from the get-go. So that story about my granddaughter, how she took, so how do you bless? You bless from
That's
love.
precious.
You know, you bless from love. So words, you don't even need words. You can just feel that and just feel,
Right.
you know, like if you're going to eat something that, you know, maybe might harm you.
You are Alisha Ann as emotional as I am. I'm all in
Yeah.
tears as well.
Yeah, I started crying.
Oh my
With
God.
the 4-year-old story, I started crying.
That's
My
the
little
same
grandbaby
time.
is so precious, and she's so beautiful, and I just felt it in my heart, like, you know, she's getting this amazing teaching from Granny that's just a priceless life lesson that she's going to take with her.
Yeah, just to watch her do that. Yeah, I just, it was just like welling up. I didn't want to cry, you know, but that emotion
Right.
of love, that pure, innocent love. I'm so blessed. See, and you two caught it, right? Innocent
Yeah.
love. You know, that's that pure love of giving from your heart and wanting the highest and best for who this is for. So yeah. So
But
that
I do that a lot
when I
now too.
saw it, when I saw, I had goosebumps. Morganne is so many thousands miles away from me, yeah? And she just showed me in a picture, in a camera, show me this, yeah? And I had complete goosebumps and tears in my eyes. How much love, energy actually come out of it.
Mm.
yeah.
So it's unbelievably beautiful.
Yeah.
She's one very, very lucky girl, I can tell you that.
And I'm one really,
Yeah, she has a good granny.
and I'm a blessed grandmama to be in that frequency of such a beautiful light being that's so conscious, so awake, so aware, so brilliant. She's brilliant. She's just
Oh
brilliant.
gosh, the kids coming in right now, Morganne. The kids coming in right now, it doesn't matter what walk of life, it doesn't matter what country, the kids coming in. My husband's sister had a baby. How old is he now? He's just up and walking and stuff. He might be a year and a half. This kid, I can't even, I'm amazed. I come from, you know, a big family. I have a lot of brothers and a sister, and I have a lot of kids and grandkids. I've been around a lot of kids. This new set of angels that's coming to the planet is just amazing. I believe they already know. They remember more than we do what they came to do, what the plan is at this time right now. That little kid, I can look at him and say something one time and he'll remember it. Now, this is a kid that doesn't know English. His parents are only talking to him in Arabic. He's never met me before. I see him on video chat here and there. But right now, if I say an American word to him, bam, it sticks. If I do an action with him or a game, we might do a patty cake or something. I mean, this kid is tiny and he's picking up stuff immediately. The stuff that he does around his own house when I watch him on video, I'm like, this kid should be 3. This 1-year-old kid has the brain capacity of a 3-year-old child. The stuff that he's saying, the stuff that he's doing. Same thing with my little Alexandra. She's 3 years old now, but that kid from the time she was little, she shocked me, just absolutely shocked me. Now us older generation, we've had to go through all of the hard stuff in life to get here. We've had to go through all the bumps in the roads and all the, trial and error and this and that. But I really believe this new generation, they are already set up and ready to go for this mission.
Yeah, and that's exactly, and that's why it's so important for us to do the kind of work we're doing, like with the Course in Miracles, because what we're doing is removing that illusion. We are saying no to the illusion. We're saying no to this. That's not true. We're paving that way and that consciousness for them so that they can bring in their full consciousness. Oh my God, I can't even. I want to be here to watch that. How that blossoms and the coming of the golden age, and the age of love, and plenty for all, and that we're not oppressed or used up or thought in any other way than that we are just divine beings. And so we keep doing this work because we signed up for it. We can do the hard
right.
We'll do it. Okay, backhoe. Give me a backhoe. I can. I'll operate it.
No, I am one of those who is sitting and thinking, where was my mind at that time when I signed my soul contract? What I was thinking about.
The heck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Can I cancel? Is there an exit button on this mission?
Yeah.
Well, actually, there is, but then you don't get to participate.
Can I press it, please?
Well,
right. Hey,
about that.
My father pressed it. My father chose to go out early, and he did, and that was a blessing for him. And now it's a blessing for the rest of us. But yeah, like Morganne said, you don't get to play the game anymore if you leave early. Let me check really quick. Now Daiga, she said, what words do you say? I don't know what words I say. So my husband is a Muslim, and when we bless the food, we bless the food together. But again, like Morganne said, it doesn't even matter if you know what you're saying or not. It's the heart's intention that goes towards the food. So when we pray, I will tell you what it says. I don't even know what it is. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So, oh, it's not translating good. Oh, because I did English to Arabic.
Okay, so can I suggest
Bismillah Rahman Rahim.
Wait a minute. Before you start reading it, let us get into that consciousness so we can experience the frequency of that language so that we have an inner knowing about it.
Okay. Well, I just got the translation. So do you guys want it? Now I know what I've been praying over my food.
You're not going to read it in Arabic?
Well, you heard it in Arabic, right? So when I look at my food, and I even will put my hands around my plate. I feel like it's kind of a transference of energy at that point. And I the same thing. I love my food. I love, while I'm cooking, I will even say it, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. And I send the love to the food. I send the positive energy to the food. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful. Allah is the Arabic word for God. So you can say, like, in the name of God, the most merciful. That's what we pray. Any words work. It's not the words, it's the heart.
Exactly.
It's the energy.
But I
It's
love
the
the
heart,
words.
it's the energy.
And you know, to me, that's the thing. You have to get to a point to, I love these words that I use. You have to love the words that you use. I think that's where the heart prick is going to come from. If you have grown up with something comfortable, you know, some people say, bless my food in Jesus' name. If that's what feels comfortable for you, do it. Like, wherever you're at, use, there's nothing right and nothing wrong. The point is to get the energy out of the heart. So whatever you use, it's good for you, is going to be the trick.
Yeah. And really, it's just recognizing that everything is already God.
That's
Really,
right.
food is the
Right.
divine, in essence, formed to sustain and nurture our bodies so that we as spirits and souls can have our experience in a beautiful way.
Yep. It's all just one big transference of energy. This meeting is one big transference of energy. The video that I made earlier today, the relationship that I have with my husband, the relationship that we have with our grandbabies, it's all just one big transference of energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what energy are you putting into stuff? That was a big lesson that I learned this week.
Yes, indeed. Because if you're starting to eat something and you start saying, I really shouldn't eat this. This isn't really good for me. This is going to make me fat. Blah, 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 blah. You start, then that's your blessing to your food.
Right. The universe listens to our commands. So the
Exactly.
universe is saying, okay,
All
make her
right.
fat, give her
As,
diabetes. She
as,
asked for it.
as Morganne always said, and so it is.
And so it is. That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
many years ago, I was teaching, I used to teach metaphysics, and I was teaching some spirituality class. I can't remember, but there were a lot of students. I think there were like 80, somewhere 80 to 100 students. I always had large classes. There was this one woman in the class, and now we're like on class 3 or 4 or something. But she got up and she started just the litany of what was not working in her life. And and she would follow it by something really negative. And I'm always sick and tired and blah, 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 blah. She went on for a while. And I got really quiet. I got quiet after she finally stopped. And I went, and so it is. There was absolute
fall to the floor. Oh my gosh.
And then she jumped. She goes, no, I don't. That's not what I want. I go, oh, I thought you were saying that's what you want. We were just coming into agreement with you.
A light bulb.
Right? I said, then if that is not what you want, you need to spend a little time to figure out what it is you truly want. And, right. It was one of the biggest aha moments for everyone in there. She presented herself in her full negative glory to us, to show us as a mirror exactly what we do as well. So she was a great teacher for all of us. And then to say, no, that's not what not what you want. All right, then let's figure out what you do want. So yeah, it was a teaching moment.
I actually
Yeah, that's a
find
good one.
I actually find from all teachings what I've been through all my years, and especially now what we're going through in videos with Morgan, and now in this new course, yeah, I find many times I'm going down same lines of, oh, I'm so tired today. I that one aches and that aches, and then it's like switch in my head. What I'm now creating. No, no, no. I'm absolutely fine. I'm still moving. I can move forward. What else is possible for me? That's it. I'm switching. I'm switching this mindset
Mm-hmm.
because
Yep.
it's very easy when like Alisha Ann said how many aches and pains she going through. I'm going through the same thing. I every morning waking up and I can't understand where this pain came from, yeah, and where
Yeah.
that one came from, and next day it's gone and something else
Yep.
appears, yeah.
Those are all energy blocks within your body, and the pain is just telling you where they are. So you can just go to those energy blocks and say, "Oh, there's an energy block. Hi, I see you. I feel
Maybe
you."
maybe you unblock yourself, please.
I always say, "What's the message you have for me?" Because pain is a message. What's the message you have?
Right.
And
Yes,
just be so
100%.
light with it, right? And a lot of times it'll just go away, but sometimes it will come up with a beautiful message from you for you from your ego that says, "You can't ascend. You're not going to ascend. You'll know you did this wrong." And da da da. It might give you a story, and it'll give you the opportunity to say, that I did hold that belief, but that's not true. That's not the truth. And begin to invoke the truth into it. And I mean, I've gone through the same thing. So I'm right in the same boat with you ladies, right? I get those things and I choose to meet them at the door. Like the Rumi poem says, every day a new arrival, right? A shame, a grief, a sadness, greet them at the door laughing. It's like, come on in. I see you. I'm experiencing you. And what would you like to say to me today? And then that's the way we help ourselves quell that ego, quiet that ego, settle that ego down. So it's not um, reminding us of our separation and our judgments and all of that.
Can I tell you about a situation that I had this week that really punched me in the gut? Really
Of
did.
course you can.
I'm not sure if, everything is a mirror. So I tried to look at this and say, are you showing me that I'm not as ascended as I thought I was? Are you showing me that there's still quite a bit of the ego that I need to kill? Like, what is going on here? So, that I'm a manager of a big corporation and I deal with a lot of people. And I had an attack come against me this week. Somebody from um somebody attacked me. Somebody was just having a really, really hard time with me and what I had said and what I had done, which, the whole thing was really funny because I didn't say anything negative and I didn't um, do what they said that I did. So I came right back on the defensive and I said, now listen, um, this is my talk. This is my class. I'm going to say what I want to in my own class. And, you can not show up to my class if you don't want to, but I'm not changing what I'm saying for anybody because everything is good. Everything is positive. Everything is training. Everything is going. the right way. It's hard to explain the whole situation on here. I don't want to give the whole situation away because it was just a silly situation, right?
You
But
actually disappeared at
there's
the moment, Alisha.
I know I lost my light. Electricity is,
Okay. Okay, you
scarce
appear
around
again.
here.
Everything is fine.
But anyway, it was this, like I said, this major verbal attack that came against me, and I just put my foot down and said, like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not going to deal with you. However, I had a hard time kicking the negative energy for 2 days afterwards. And there was even a lot of things that happened negatively in my life. I mean, it was silly stuff like my refrigerator broke. All of this bad stuff happened in a course of 24 hours after I had this call. And I thought, what is going on? Uh, yeah, so I don't know. Is that part of my ego that's still coming out? But now, hold on. I'm sticking up for myself. This is my explanation. I have to defend myself in this situation. I'm sticking up for myself because this person has tried to run me over in the past, and I'm not a person who sticks up for myself. I'm a person that just was a person that just lays down and lets everybody take advantage of them because I'm always the nice guy, right? I'm the Libra. I'm the sweet, nice guy. I will let you have your way just to get out of an argument kind of person. But this time I wasn't that person. I stood up for myself and I said, like it or not, this is me, and you don't have to come if you don't like me. But it was weird. I said the right stuff and I did the right thing, but I had this major attack of negativity afterwards. So, was that really the right thing to do? Was I welling up in my ego by sticking up for myself? Should I have turned the other cheek? Like, what is the solution in a situation like that?
Already I'm starting to get information, right? So the first thing that came up for me was this person needs to be heard, right? They're saying something, they need to be heard. I would suggest that you contact that person, say, I understand there's something you need to say, you need to be heard. I'm listening now, right? Because when their information was coming at you, what are you doing? You're pushing it away, right? You're nullifying them.
Well, because it wasn't true. It wasn't true. And so,
that doesn't matter.
yeah.
That doesn't matter. Anytime anyone's coming at you with information, it's like the Rumi poem, they all come, greet them at the door. Oh, hi, you have something to say. Let me hear what you're saying. And then you can respond from a higher place rather than shut them down or that. I think what happened is when anytime that comes in, it's kind of like not getting the full information and your ego just wants to push it away. Even though you believe you're in your higher state, I'm defending myself. Well, what's the ego always doing? It's always defending itself. So
True.
Right. So you may be having some higher thoughts in there, but even any defense is the ego's posturing. And so I just suggest that. And then anytime I had a situation with a woman, I'm the convener of the community health team here where I live. I never wanted that job. I had it before, and it's like the hardest job here, maintaining community, mental, physical, emotional health. I'm like, oh no, I don't want
Trying
that.
to make everybody happy at the same time
So
is my struggle on a daily basis.
right.
It's hard.
So I did a lot of things that a lot of changes of how that didn't work and didn't allow people to have responsibility. But within the group, we had a meeting on Saturday, And it was a great meeting. But after the meeting, I get a text message from one of the members on the committee that says, I'm feeling very ill at ease about something you said. And now I'm in the throes of finishing a blanket, having my 4-year-old granddaughter, and I'm reading this message, and I have no way to communicate with her because I'm committed to what I'm doing. So I let her know, right? But I tell you, that energy, like I embodied it. I needed to let her have her words because that energy was now like in me, right? And you know what that's like when it gets in you, when somebody tells you something and you like, okay, I'm all that, right? And later on in the evening, I was doing some Ho'oponopono with it, and then we figured out a time that we could talk, right? And it was totally she's Russian, and so hearing and communicating are a little off, and I'm Southern, so sometimes my accent really kicks in too.
Right.
But what she believed, I go, well, I can see why you were so bothered if you believe that, but
right.
This is what it is, right? And then when she realized that, right, I could see the energy of almost like shame of being. I didn't say you're wrong, not at all, but I know she felt, oh no, I misunderstood, I'm wrong, right? I could see that happening. So right away I said, I love that you and I think so much alike, and that you and I are on the same trajectory for helping people take responsibility for their own feelings and their own relationships. And so I switched the energy by bringing consciousness to it, and reminding her that we're all in this together, right? I love how you think, because she thought that I was claiming a document that I had written, but she believes she wrote the document. And I'm like, oh yeah. Well, I went back in the archives and sent it to her, and but the truth was she had written a similar document. Right. And that's when I was like, oh my God, we're both brilliant. We need to just merge these brilliance together. And so you see, people have things to say. So when
and I was so high when I got this call. You know how when you're in a talk and you just feel like source, spirit, love all around you, you're vibrating, you're so full of this amazing energy, and everybody was like glued to the meeting. It was so great. People were commenting, yeah, girl, that's so amazing. And I was so high by the time I got off of this call. And then I got this message, call me immediately. And then the attack started, and it was a he said, she said. It was, somebody told me that you said so and so, and I said, well, I didn't say that. So you could just tell that person, if they don't like my meeting, they don't have to ever come again. But like, I didn't say what they thought they did, and then I had to send a link over in my video to prove that I didn't say that. And so, I mean, the whole thing was squashed immediately. But like I said, the weird thing was the energy that stayed for about 2 days after that. I couldn't shake it. I would try to meditate, and I still had the anxiety thing, like the negative energy feeling going. I was having a hard time meditating. I was having a hard time. Yeah, I don't know. It was like a major attack of negative energy.
But that is a very perfect place to go, oh, I feel this. Oh, I'm sorry. Like you're talking to yourself, that you allow that frequency in. Please forgive me for holding that frequency. I love you. right? So and then keep working with that Ho'oponopono prayer, with that feeling, and you can watch it. You can watch it shrink and shrink and shrink until you can come to the place of love. um, it's not easy to be attacked and come back with love. It's easier to be attacked and come back with defense or another attack.
Sure, come back with the same energy because you're feeling the same energy. You know
Exactly.
what snapped me out of it?
What?
Our class on Sunday. Literally, our class on Sunday. I had my meeting on Friday, which that was immediately after my meeting is when I got, the call. And then all day Saturday, all day Sunday, I was having a hard time. When we did our call on Sunday, it was like this rush of cold water, like woke me up, snapped me out of it, and I was myself again.
Yep. You step into the consciousness, right?
Yeah.
That consciousness was so strong, and you can feel it in that class now. Last week's class was so, you could feel the energy and the power, because people were like, their inner knowing knew this, and they were like so present to it. I mean, the first one was great too, but this last week was so powerful. So you're just sitting in that frequency and that energy.
Yeah.
You're kind of trapped in it. But the truth is, that's really what there is. All the other stuff, that's what the illusion is.
But
right?
That's what I'm missing. What I'm missing actually from Humani Pro meetings, when there was about 17 to 20 people with similar vibrations, with this love energy,
Wow.
I get like my fix every single time. If you come even there like down, yeah,
Right. It's
still
like a
this
drug.
energy till end of meeting, this energy brings you up and you can go for another week on it.
And that's what's important about spiritual practice. Totally. I mean, and you hear what it is. It's a spiritual practice. Practice being spirit. Practice the love. And I had a client that said yesterday, well, this is like fake it till you make it. I go, okay.
That's exactly what it is. Yes, that is exactly what it is.
But because it's exactly what it is, because we start, and all my clients, I'm very first steps, what I teach them is fake it. Act as it is.
Yeah, act as
Act
Right.
as if it
Yep.
is already. Yeah.
That's right.
Affirmations, imagination, that's all is acting as it is.
That's
Till
right.
at some point it kicks, and as you and I and Morgan, of course, knows, it's all the time we going sort of deep and deep, even when we think, okay, I get it now, yeah? Still, there is another level to go.
You get it at that level.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I get it, yeah? And then, no, something I didn't get. I'm going in some time, little bit late. I find I actually now get another level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you think about it, we are living in a battlefield all the time, every day of our lives. Think about it. Morganne, how many people are like you in your family? How many people are like me? I'm the only one in my
No,
family.
Yep.
How many?
I'm
There's usually
crazy.
one of us in a family. Exactly. We're the cuckoos. We're the
Yes,
crazies.
yes, yes.
We're the black sheep. We're totally different than everybody else. So we are fighting so much energy coming from this way and that way, coming from every direction at all times. And
Yep.
you
But
think about it
imagine,
sometimes
it's
like
not, Alisha, it's not even fighting now when we are in age we are, yeah? But imagine we as babies already dropped in a family when straight away my parents said I am probably from gypsies carriage dropout. Yeah, I'm not their kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Humans are unconscious, aren't they?
That she was dropped off by the stork. The other kids are natural. This one is a stork baby.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was found in the cabbage patch. So,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
they
But
tell
isn't
us,
it
Alisha,
funny
do
how like
something
all
with
of the
your light,
star
please.
seeds, I can't. I have no electricity.
Ah, okay. Then
It'll
go
come
closer
back
to
in a
camera.
minute.
Don't move
It
about.
comes off and on. Let's see if
Okay.
that kind of works.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, isn't it funny that like we didn't all come back in one starseed family to take over the world together? It's really funny. We've
yeah,
dispersed ourselves in different families all over the planet.
all over the planet, and look at us. I mean, we've bonded like a little unit, right? But we're all over this plane. This
Iraq,
Right.
America, and England.
and England. Yeah, yeah,
And actually should be Latvia, but for some strange reason, I find my way. I have to be in England.
yep,
And
yeah,
when I'm looking, reflecting back at my life, yeah, I figured out if I be in Latvia and stay there, I won't be going this direction, or I would be, but at the moment, at this point, I won't be in that place where I am now.
yeah,
Because even when I go back for once a week chats with my family, yeah,
yeah,
I need so much meditation, protection,
Mm,
and work on
yeah,
myself
yeah,
to bring me
yeah.
back to my normal state of mind.
yep. Yeah, I have that same experience. I grew up in New Orleans. I tell you, if I would have stayed in New Orleans, my life might have been very differently because it was going down a very not good path. And it was me choosing what I wanted for my life. And what I knew I needed to do was separate myself from my family. And so that I could move in a path, in a direction that was being spoken to me within, because I've been getting messages all my life about what I was to be doing in the world. Yet what I was doing in New Orleans and with my family of origin was like the complete opposite of that. So in order to fulfill what was being done, I had to move all the way across the furthest point. So I moved to Washington State, thousands of miles away. And you did the same thing, Alisha. Where you move from here to there. Sometimes that's like how it is. We
I
have to move.
left my whole country, and that is when my ascension started.
That's right. You have to move
Literally.
away from the old and move into where you're being called, so that movement is like a movement in consciousness. It's a journey we take. It's kind of like our stake. No, I'm going to follow this path. And that's where we give up the allegiance to family. And you see that a lot, especially in the work I do. How many people have an allegiance to their family and default to it? And you can see this represented in people's in their finances and in their relationships. They're really just replicating their family over and over again, right? And that's that unspoken allegiance to, well, I can't do better than my dad did, or I can't,
Mhm.
and
I can't be a different religion than my mom was.
that's right.
I was
That's,
raised this way.
that's right.
I
It
can't
takes,
go against my family. It's like a pact. Yeah.
yeah, it's like a pact. And so it's an unspoken. So those are those contracts I've talked about before. We have these contracts with usually family members or spouses or loved ones, or even friends. We have contracts with them. But you know what? Those contracts might be over And we're just continuing to live them out. That's what I love about, examining contracts and knowing whether or not they're complete and releasing them. And, and being awake and aware we don't make any more contracts that we're not conscious and awake about. So, yeah, we do that. But the courage that it takes to shift and leave behind that old consciousness, that old way of being, that old frequency, that's a lot of courage. It takes a lot to
That's why there's not a lot of us. That's
Yep.
why there's not a lot of us.
Yep. And
It's not an easy job to stand out, to be different, to be ridiculed all the time, to be turned against by, your family that you don't want to be religious with anymore. It's not easy. You have to go through a lot of soul searching, and you have to love yourself a lot.
Yep.
When you do that.
Yep. Many, many years ago, you probably all know about Hurricane Katrina that happened in New Orleans and devastated it, right? Well, my family lost everything, every home, every stitch of underwear. It was all gone, right? I inherited my mom out of that. And so my mom came to live with me up here. And so, she'd been with me for a little while, but I saw the behavior that I left behind.
Right?
Oh my God. It was like, okay, I can let this trigger me or not. So what I went to her, I said, Mom, I want to talk to you. Let me just share something with you. I said, I notice that when you make a mistake, you call yourself stupid. I said, in my home, we just shout, I made a mistake. And then we love ourselves and we try again. I said, do you think you can do that? And it took her a little bit, but pretty soon I'm hearing that little old bird shout, I made a mistake, right? Like a celebration, because we think mistakes are bad, wrong, right? And we push them away. Actually, mistakes are part of the evolution of the journey of the learning how to, right? And they're to be celebrated rather than holding on to them like shame and blaming yourself. It's a whole different way of thinking about it. And pretty soon you see that little old lady like becoming more positive and more loving and toward herself, which was one reason I wanted to leave home, was because my mother was so negative to herself, right?
Yeah.
I understand the logical reasons why, but there's no judgment is what I want to say about that. It's unnecessary. And it's actually incongruent with who we are, which is love and light. So, yeah, so shifting away from what was to becoming what's calling our soul takes courage. And we are women of courage.
And I'm such a horrible granny too. I went to America and I was with my kid for 3 months. And my daughter would say, do not let him jump on the bed. Or she'd say, do not, let the kids do so and so. Well, to me, I could remember being 5 and jumping on the bed was like a really fun thing to do. So Orion would be jumping on the bed like crazy when my daughter came home, and my daughter would say, jumping on the bed. Well, Grandma said I could jump on the bed. Like, I just, come on, you guys, he's 5 one time. But me, I don't care about stuff, right? I don't care. I could, drop coffee on my couch and just like laugh about it because I don't care about stuff. I don't care about beds. I cared that Orion was having this amazing, cool time, jumping on his bed, going crazy, being 5, right? I think that, um, we just we get ourselves like we worry about stuff that has no meaning. I would much rather have Orion break the bed than, break his spirit telling him not to. Put it that way. I understand. This is not a negative connotation on my daughter. Most people don't let their kids jump on the beds. It has nothing to do. I'm not saying anything bad about her. She's a great mom. She loves that baby more than anything.
Yeah,
But
she's just trying to
yeah,
protect. She's just trying to protect that little one. I too
right.
let my grandchildren jump on the bed, and you can often find me jumping with them. So,
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I'm
yeah,
the one that's, jumping on the bed with the kids and playing
yeah,
in the dirt with them. And yeah,
and
exactly.
the water. It's like all of that. Amaya has a trampoline in her backyard, and she knows. She goes, let's jump on the trampoline. And I'm, yes, let's go. And now her dad makes sure it's clean all the time because the leaves all come in there because
Yeah.
the trampoline. And I love to be in the frequency of that child energy.
Yes. 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 When they're being themselves,
Yep.
not when they're told not to, but
Right.
when they're just free to do whatever they want to do, free to bring water in the house and make mud puddles in the floor if they want, free to just explore. Their little brains are so close to source. They haven't been contaminated with thought and logic and reason and religion and all this junk we put on them. They're just pure. They're just little thinkers, little creators, little doers.
Yeah.
I want to emulate them. I don't want them to emulate an old person with a horrible, ugly attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, guys. We at the moment reach 1 hour mark. I think we can start wrapping up.
Okay. There's something.
Morganne,
Yeah, you better shut it down somewhere. We could go forever.
I know. Are
Okay. I want
three of us?
to end it by reading something.
Okay.
Perfect.
Let's see if I can get it up. Okay, this is Khalil Gibran on children. And you can take this and think about yourself in this too. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hands be for happiness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves the bow that is stable.
Wow, that is good.
We
You can strive to be like them, but do not have them strive be like you. And that's it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The old generation should be learning from the new.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
that's
the
amazing.
problem is
I
with
love
old
that.
generation usually try to change new generation to be like them.
That's right.
And that's the biggest mistake what you can do.
Yep. Yep.
Right. The same rules that worked for you may not apply to me, but you're trying to put everybody in one box. Make everybody the same.
And then you need years and years to undo everything.
That's right.
Yeah. Exactly. It's
Working with that consciousness that Khalil Gibran talks about is so powerful. When I know people are having new babies, I always give them that piece so that they can remember as they're looking into that little one that that is a soul's life that came through you, not from you. They've come to visit with you and be present with you. So yeah. So, and I need to go. I have a client coming soon. So
anything else, Alisha, you want to add?
Nope, just that I love you guys and I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so blessed to have you in my life. I'm so glad to be with you every Tuesday.
I'm grateful for every second I can spend with you. So, and for everything that I've been able to meet you in my way. So it's really blessings. On that note, thank you everybody who is watching us now and who will be watching us in the future. As please remember, you still can sign up for Morganne's class of miracles. So please, Morganne's email address is there. You can still sign up. And please, if you like my videos, don't forget like, share, and subscribe for my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching. God bless.
bye.